I wanted to come back to what you were saying about being shame prone. And like, are you describing like maybe in the moment you might feel some shame as well, and that's a clue of what's going on, or are you describing
Yep.
something else? Or?
No, I'm describing that and lots of other things that could happen. What brought me more to the relational approach actually was becoming quite aware quite late, only about 10 years ago, if that, that actually shame was directing my practice a lot because I was so shame prone.
What does that mean, Karl? Is it? Or, I mean,
what it means was I was hiding behind the psychotherapist quite a lot, although I wouldn't rubbish any of the work that I did that way. But
so you're still doing good work, but you notice something.
But it enriched my work to be aware of this, what I call the most existential feeling I could possibly have. And that was from that feeling of shame that somehow, and even talking about it, especially talking about it here,
yes.
I can't even see the people that might be listening to this.
Yes.
But it's that whole, and what that told me actually was that there's a feeling there that it, because I come from a place that feelings are there for a reason. And I really wanted to explore why am I getting this feeling so strong. And it was another person who Ken Evans actually, who identified it very clearly with me and allowed me then to explore that much deeper and in safety.
Right.
So that if shame comes up in me quite often, it's, where is the feeling bind? What's happening here between me and my client, and and is that coming up there, and what am I picking up here? So it's allowing me then, as I say, to get out of the way of it and watch my feelings with the other. So you can use the stuff that would push you into your reptilian brain in service of. Does that make sense?
Oh yes, it does, Karl, and so helpful for us that you're willing to think about this with us, because shame is it's such a core human experience. It's right at the middle of all of us. And
well, it's right in the middle of a lot of the conflicts.
Yes.
I believe, because shame, how I've come to understand it from a neurological point of view, from a sociological point of view, and an anthropological point of view, is the essence of pack animals. And we are a pack animal. So I've recently been working with a group of people who work with horses, equine therapy, and I was really interested, how do horses express shame? In exactly the same way human beings do.
Wow. So what would you see in a horse? What would you see when that...
Sorry? Oh, in a horse, they would look down and look away, and they would slink off. They would want to hide. Shame means to hide. So... And one thing we know in our work, particularly with supervisees, shame is often present.
Yeah.
Most people who know me know that I work with this a lot because I do workshops and things like that. One way that I outed my shame was to do workshops, and that was...
So you were facilitating workshops on shame to help you get it out and not hide. Absolutely. Yeah. Fantastic. Well, and I just caught what you said, that shame means to hide. And I mean, that makes sense, and I hadn't kind of articulated it for myself that way. And
so as a therapist, I would be hiding my shame. So if shame came up in the session, the unconscious sort of coming in, immediately I would, hide, so it wouldn't get worked with. Now it will get worked with, particularly supervision.
Yes, yeah.
So,
yeah. And I love this idea that maybe the shame that we're feeling as a supervisor, like it might be our own experience, but we might be having the experience of our supervisee, or perhaps our supervisee's client.
Yep. And I would say it will be my experience, but it's not only my experience. So I work with my shame, put that to one side, and then I work with what's happening. I know where my shame comes from, so I can then work with, well, what's happening here, and then we can work with what's happening there, what's happening in the field.